The following program may contain adult language and mature subject matter and does not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Reality Radio 101, its advertisers and sponsors, or its listening audience. Listener discretion is strongly advised. Good evening and welcome to the Hiekadelic Show, right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board right now, send us an email. Our email address is instudio101@gmail.com. And now, right to your host of the Hiekadelic Show, Mr. Psychomantic.
Good evening, everybody. Here we are again, Monday night, 9:30. We're going to get dirty, I hope. Are we boys or what?
Hell yeah. At least I am.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah.
And we have George. George is in the house tonight, too.
He is.
Gary's here.
Tonight.
Wow.
Hello.
We're all here.
Yep.
Love it.
So
what's new?
Yeah, Ringo's here too, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah.
We didn't think
Okay.
anybody cared, but
No, I know. I mean, it deserves no announcement.
none whatsoever.
That's why I said, guys, you're my two boys there, and George and Gary. You know.
Oh, scratching my head.
mention
Sorry.
Right. Oh yeah.
So,
Wow. Did I tell you, Johnny? Tonight you have a voice of an angel. What happened?
He grabbed his balls harder.
something like that. Yep. I was working out in my garage and I dropped a pipe on my, dangling participle. So, yeah, it just kind of pitched me up a bit. So
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I see tonight Terry's wearing a God Helmet T-shirt, local band from the Durham region. Awesome band, in fact, and we've Terry and I played on stage with them.
Yeah, good buds, great band. Love those guys.
And then I'm wearing a Carbon shirt, probably their last issue of T-shirts, and not sure what's going on exactly with the band right now. They're in a bit of a hiatus, but another original band from Oshawa, Durham area anyway.
Yes.
So, yeah, good band.
Absolutely.
And I'm wearing my Port Dover shirt that said it's Friday the 13th, and if you don't ride, stay home.
Right.
So when is the next Friday the 13th? I haven't even looked that one up.
I don't know, man. I have to look after the calendar. It's going to start, if there's one this year still, it's going to be chilly.
Yeah. Well, they were talking about, I guess, the bike event out in, oh gosh, help me out with it, Heiko. The big one in
Sturgis?
Southern Sturgis, yeah.
Aha.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they have an event? I guess during the summer, and that spawned some. Let me get my facts straight first, I guess. But I heard it was a pretty big gathering, and yeah. So
If you have misinformation,
Wow.
it makes things a lot more funny.
what was that, Gary?
They reported on Sturgis at the motorcycle show prior to you guys. There were 260,000.
Yes.
And of course, the media, left-wing media, spread rumors that they spread COVID. And when it was all said and done, they said there was probably less than 100 people that may have gotten COVID from those 260,000 people. So
There you go.
just to let people know, if you hear any of that or read it, it's not true.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why I kind of reserved my comments about it, because I really wasn't buying it. Their math was a little bit out there. But I think the in some parts of where we live, the numbers are coming back up again slightly. And I think most of us are doing the right thing, but we got to be diligent, man. We're getting into another flu season in the next say 4 or 5 months, and
Yep.
This could come back full force again.
Now I'm seeing buzz on the comments saying November 13th. Is that when that is supposed to happen? Is that the idea?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Friday the 13th. So Friday. So it's just so we're not mixing drinks. Sturgis is a whole other event, but Friday the 13th is Port Dover, which is definitely a big gathering of bikers. And so basically any Friday the 13th date. So if you've got 2 of them in a year or an oddball year, and you've got 3 of them, anybody who's really a biking enthusiast will venture out. And it's well attended. It's a great event, but again, a very tight gathering, right? So
yeah,
I don't know how they're going to pull that one off.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything if it's canceled or not, but it might be doable if the weather's decent.
Just call it a protest if they have an issue with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's not even go there, man.
No, I'm not. I'm fucking around.
No, it's a good point. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Right. It's true, but
you're right. You could.
We're going to leave that alone. I've already said.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's not go
there. Cheers, Terry.
Cheers.
Mm.
Yeah. If I hear anything about anything fucking matters right now, I'm just going to lose it. So.
You're not kidding, man. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm in the same boat.
Move on. Stop right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
Put
That's
on the
it, man.
brakes. Yeah.
Let's play the drinking song because I want to drink some more.
I think it's a good idea.
I figured.
Can we spin that, Gary?
You never have an issue with that.
Who? Cheers!
Well,
Perfect.
Derek's saying you matter, Ringo, so take it up with him.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
All Ringos matter.
Oh, it's funny. Derek sent me a thing just a while ago. He said, if 3 people have sex, it's called a threesome. If 2 people have sex, it's called a twosome. And
now they know why they call you handsome.
That's right.
Yeah, he sent that to me too, and I told him true story.
So go on, Heiko. Is there more to that?
More to what?
Like more, like you said, if there's 3 people, then there's.
I already said the punchline.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What was it? I wasn't listening.
If it's 2 people,
That's why they call you handsome.
That's why they call you handsome.
Okay. I get it.
Thanks, Derek.
It's not as funny to explain it to you, Ringo. Fuck.
I see Wahid has just chimed in and saying happy Monday 13. Stay safe from smoky California. So you know what? So tell us about where you are in relationship to some of those fires, because I mean that's been burning up somewhere in I guess South US as well. Yeah. It's it's just such a tough year,
Yeah. Was that because I read something too? I don't know if that was the fire they were talking about, but one of them was started from a gender reveal party. Did you just hear that? Right? I'm like, what?
Well, they did arrest.
Wow.
Is that why when I was over there last week at your place, Terry, the fire alarm went off?
Maybe.
It's getting hot in here.
No, Gary, you actually have something.
Sorry, Gary, go ahead.
Yeah, the fires, of course, have started, and they are every year in California.
Mm-hmm.
However, they have spread now to Washington and Oregon, and they have arrested already several people that have set some of the fires, not the wildfires, but to continue the fires. They have arrested, made all the national news. So they got a few people for arson.
Wow.
Brutal.
Wow. Because I was literally seeing it the other day. They were saying there was a gender reveal party, where they're going, now your baby's this, your baby's that, and it's all what's in the balloons or whatever the crazy shit they're doing now just to say, hey, my kid's going to be a boy or a girl. I don't know whatever just happened to saying, hey, it's going to be a boy or a girl. Now they need to shoot off friggin' fireworks and have explosions, apparently, and burn places down. But apparently I don't know if it was in California. It might have been elsewhere, or I don't know, but I was reading something about that. I should have paid more attention. There wasn't many pictures, so I got lost.
Yeah, see, if you pay more attention, you could tell the whole story.
I prefer not to. It's too much time to to read and kind of figure words out and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, did you
Oh,
hear
man.
about the latest fad going on too? People getting tattoos, and they're called Barbie tattoos. Have you heard
No,
about that?
No.
What the hell's that?
Well, do you know the old Barbie dolls? On the bottom of the foot on the Barbie doll, it said, made in China or wherever the hell they were made.
Yeah.
So a lot of actors and actresses have started this fad now. They're getting tattoos on the bottom of their foot saying made in wherever.
Really?
Yeah. And
I couldn't get through that tattoo pros. It would drive me crazy. I'm too ticklish on the bottom of my feet.
Yeah, I know. Like, how do you do that?
Oh, fuck. Yeah,
Wow.
that's hilarious. I know what I wanted to bring up too. There was a huge thing that kind of happened over the weekend in regards to social media and Facebook. I literally reached out to Ringo and our close music hall family and stuff about this, because what had happened is it was in regards to their new announcement, basically saying it was all to do with streaming, and that you weren't going to be allowed to have any kind of music streamed. They were going to gear the platform to families and friends. So basically, bands, if you were to so much as post a music video up there, they had every right to pull your profile down and shut you down over all this stuff. Oh yeah. So what ended up happening was everyone just went crazy over this bullshit, because that's where artists right now are making a lot of their money, is through streaming. I'm basically saying, if you stream live on Facebook and we don't agree with what you're playing, like it's not your own material, or potentially even if it is your own material, we can pull you down. But after it was all said and done, Facebook put a statement out clarifying a few things, because it was kind of Facebook, in all their infinite wisdom, picked the one dude to write the article that really apparently doesn't have a grasp on the English language, I'm guessing, because it was all the way he worded it was just horrible. And it made it sound like the world was coming to an end. And they basically said, no. Look, this has all been in place since 2018. None of us actually read the fine print, when you get an app and it scrolls down like 700 pages. And it was just talking about music. Just like now, if we play music on our show when it's streamed, they'll mute that part of our show. That's just what they do. And they let you know. Or they'll drop the whole stream depending on what it is you're doing. And that's just because of copyright. Where like on reality radio, we're covered because G's got all his shit together there, has all fully licensed and protected. Facebook doesn't offer that or anything right now. And so they reworded everything and said, no, relax. Everything's pretty much the same as it is right now. It's just October. There's just the updates to it. Everything that they've already talked about is in place. So just anybody that is freaked out about this, because I was still seeing the same post where it was the same bullshit. So I have I'll post it on the Hiekadelic Facebook page, the updated version of it, where they actually explain that, because it was a little freaky for every artist out there all of a sudden going, if you so much as put a stream on with music, we're taking you down. And that is honestly, it sounded that bad. So it was just terrible. So just to everyone that's listening, if you've seen that, or our musicians, because I know we get a lot of musicians that listen to the show, it's not as crazy as it was sounding. It was just horribly written. So they did an update. I'll share it on our page tomorrow and you can have a look. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, so people that are listening too, I want to put a shout out to Keisha. I know she's listening tonight. I can read her texts as they come up, but I can't answer them, because if I do, my pretty face will disappear off the screen. So you can comment in on Facebook if you wish. If you're watching on Facebook, throw your comments there. If you send them to me personally, I could just read them. So there you go.
Oh, I'm just seeing now, Wahida Ann is saying Southern California, it's up north. Yes, there was a gender party up north in California. So all I know is some party or some fire got blamed on this reveal party. I don't know. I'd like to know what the hell they did. Right? Like I can see, like, they're already progressing from what they started out as. It used to be like balloons, and you'd put the balloons up in the air and pop one, and like, blue powder or something would come out. You'd say, oh, that's a boy, or pink, it's a girl, right? Yeah. Now what are they doing?
Is that what a gender party is?
Out back? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
All right, let's move on. This is not going to go. And then Heiko's going to dig through his archives for the most inappropriate joke. So yeah, we need to move on. So George, what are you watching there? Like, be real. Like, be completely honest.
I'm trying to get on Facebook on my other thing so I
No,
can see it live.
No, don't do that because then we echo, right?
No, I've got the volume off.
No,
As
but
long
we'll
as his
still echo
volume's up.
anyway.
Oh,
Because
okay. All right.
it'll mess with you because you'll be looking at your screen, yet you'll look at a delayed version on Facebook. So it'll mess
Right.
with your head.
Well, you
and
can
And
have it
the-
on. You just got to have the volume down just so you can see the comments. That's
no,
what I do.
not George, because George is a little older than we are, and it's just gonna mess up with his mental state. And
Wow.
he's just gonna like, woo, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what's going to happen. Oh,
I'm
Christ.
surprised though, because the delay, if you do that on, it's like 15 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's
right?
not a little
really-
delay. It is actually a lot.
It's huge.
'Cause
Yeah.
you can watch, like I have the show just so I can see comments and see what's kind of going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
'Cause
have
I've
my
got it-
iPad. It's secondary, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, because I am old. Right. I'm trying to read my phone here. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's that say? So I can't read the comments. Well, I can.
Okay.
You know.
Oh yeah, no, I got
That's
it.
why it's
I
in
get
it.
it. So
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
read the
Do
comments?
you want to borrow these? Here,
I'm okay.
I'll lend them to you.
Heiko's in his shrine over there.
Yeah.
So
The crickets aren't too loud tonight. Last week they were loud, but
they were
they're
really
pretty quiet.
loud. It was
really,
like the one night Ringo and I were on just a stream chatting, doing some stuff, and I could hear the coyotes in the background just howling up
Yeah.
the storm outside his house.
Right.
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
You might
Yeah,
hear the
I
odd
think-
gunshot, but that's about it.
right. Well, that's just usually from me, but we've got these things called coy wolves, and I may have mentioned it before. They're part wolf, part coyote.
Yeah,
And,
Koya Wolf.
Yeah, something like that. Coy wolf.
Yeah,
They're big. Oh, they're big.
yeah.
Like a small donkey. So,
Oh, donkey.
who are you whispering to, Heiko?
My dog.
Oh, okay.
We got any
He's out
emails
here.
there, G?
Hold on, let me refresh.
Go on.
Yes, Sylvia writes in. She says, hello, listening to you from Boulder, Colorado. First time
Nice.
listener, found out about you from a friend of mine.
Hmm.
Stay well. Good luck to all of you. That's from Sylvia. And hold on.
Thanks, Sylvia.
Monique says, hey guys, yes, the flu season is approaching. You have to be careful. Don't let your guard down on this. We would not want anyone from the Hiekadelic show to get sick, so you're not on the air. And that's from Monique. And that's it. Back to you.
Awesome.
Cool.
We get I've noticed that, Boulder, Colorado. That always comes up in our
Yeah.
emails. We definitely got to
I was going to say there's always someone from Boulder.
That's awesome. So thanks for listening and
All
for
right.
the people that are sharing the name of the show, saying check it out. Thanks for doing that because that's really.
I always like to hear from Boulder. Like, wasn't that where Mork and Mindy were from?
Yeah, absolutely.
Were they? I don't
Boulder.
remember.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
Boulder,
yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah, that's the
How'd
real
that
Area
go?
51 there.
What was
Right.
it? Like this? Nanu? What?
Yep.
I don't know what he.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
Shazbak.
Nanu.
No, it's like I can't even.
And of
do
course, the other one was Shazbat. Shazbat. We used to
Shazbat.
say that.
Nanu. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shazbat.
That's how they
We
say
could-
shit on orc.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
And then
remember that.
What was it? Fuckbot? No, I don't know. Something like that.
Fuckbot.
I don't know. Oh, that's the name. Yeah, that's Patches. Never mind. Different story. So while we're on extraterrestrial stuff, and
Okay.
Terry
I
and
didn't
I,
realize we were.
Terry and I have kind of researched this a lot, but
Good
there's
segue.
a guy named Bob Lazar who
Yeah.
30 years ago had
Yeah.
claimed to work for
He was on the show here. He was on reality radio.
really.
Yeah, 3 years ago, we had a show called Beyond the Mundane.
Oh,
Oh,
And
I
he
remember
was-
that.
He was a guest, and I'll let you continue, Johnny. But he owns a scientific company now where he sells lab parts. And
yeah, in
yeah.
Michigan.
So I'll let you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on here for an hour, and I asked him all kinds of questions.
My God,
Yeah.
I would love to interview that guy.
Yeah,
So
I
if-
could probably get him on.
Hook that up, man. I'll ditch all these other guys and
Yeah.
myself
Oh,
involved.
yeah.
You, Ringo.
Yeah.
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 No, but go ahead,
No,
Johnny.
he's going to want to, obviously he's a brilliant guy, so he'll want intelligent questions. But Terry and I,
then we're all out.
no, Terry and I have actually kind of researched some of this stuff. I think during COVID, we would be online till about 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, sometimes even later than that, looking at
stuff. I mean about
no, just about UFOs and stuff like that. But so Bob Lazar claimed to have worked at a base called S4, which is in the area of Area 51 on Groom Lake. So you can look all that stuff up on Google Earth or online. But so Bob, there's a new video out on Netflix. Or it's not quite new, but it's a documentary. It's a more recent documentary. And what's interesting about it, what's really interesting is that his claims from 30 years ago, a lot of evidence now has surfaced to back up those claims. And one of the things that he was talking about was super interesting was they didn't have like retina recognition or hand scanners or anything like that. But back then he'd actually key into S4 using this type of hand scanner that had a light, and it was almost like taking an x-ray of your bones, and your bones in your hands are very unique. So lo and behold, this guy doing the documentary actually was able to locate one of these and get some pictures and show them to Bob. So he was kind of blown away. The other really interesting thing about UFOs in Bob's story was the government released lately. They've released a few videos, and there's this one called the I think on YouTube it's called the Tic Tac video, and it's about showing a UFO being pursued by fighter jets, and the way it positions itself. So the belly or the bottom of the UFO, which is a typical sort of disc shape, actually turns and faces the target, and it moves towards its target in that way. So not like the stereotypical saucer kind of moving through the sky as a disc, but it was really interesting because Bob claimed again 30 years ago that when they were doing testing, and I guess he brought some friends along to actually view one of the test nights. He claimed that these UFOs would actually point the belly of the saucer towards its target, and it was using like their propulsion would actually, like an antimatter thing. I won't get into the details, but what it would do is like pushing a magnet, two magnets together, it would actually repel and sort of push space in front of them. But interestingly enough, this Tic Tac video, which was released by the government, actually shows the UFO moving towards its target in the same way, in exactly the same way. So again, vindication. There were a number of things that came up that seemed to back his story from 30 years ago. And the government virtually tried to erase his identity and all of his credentials from university and everything else. And he's a legitimate, scientist. And again, later on, they were able to find his name showing up in phone books, and evidence that he had been on campus. Somebody had actually dropped him off every day. So anyway, I could go on, but it is brilliant. And if you're into that subject matter, it's definitely worth that.
Just on that topic, Derek's asked, he's got a question for you. He says, Bob Lazar, that's fucking crazy. How can I get a copy of that, Gary?
I could pull that up. I'd have to look because that's going to be buried. That was 3 years ago in archives.
Okay.
But I could probably end up getting that. It's going to take some time to find it.
That's okay.
Is he still around? Like, can you get a hold of this guy?
Yeah, he's
he owns. I remember if I can find his business card, he sent me a business card because he did his interview from the phone, wherever he was, California, I think it was now, but I don't remember. Right. But he owns a scientific store, I guess, where he sells different things for schools or people that are, have homemade labs and chemistry sets and all that. Is that right, John?
He actually, so one of his primary, he builds a lot of fireworks, interesting ones. But he also makes things like beryllium, which beryllium is used in aircraft, and it's very light, but it's used
That's very
for.
dangerous shit.
It is
Beryllium.
actually. So he's got a legit science production lab, and I believe it's in Michigan, and which I totally plan to visit someday.
So
Yeah.
Sean is just mentioned here too. Bob Lazar is a very interesting dude. Actually, I'm tuning in a little bit late. Not sure if it's been mentioned or not, but there's a really interesting documentary on Netflix called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. It's really
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So thanks for the bringing up the name of the program, but it's like, again, if you're interested in that subject matter, then absolutely. Next week we'll talk about Bigfoot, but for this week we're sticking to the UFO
Wow.
topic. So
Who was that, Terry?
That was Shauna that asked, or that said that.
Oh, okay.
You know, you guys, as an alternative show, perhaps you may want to consider this, is have a extraterrestrial kind of a show. What do you call it? Conspiracy theory show and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Right.
That like Coast to Coast AM. with
Yes,
George
I was a
Norrie.
huge fan of that. Art Bell.
Art Bell,
may rest in peace now. But yeah, I was a huge fan of that show.
But now George Norrie has
Yes,
taken
George
over,
Norrie took it over quite a while ago, actually. Yeah,
that's right. But the problem with that show is it's not so much like Art Bell's show had it. George gets into a little bit more politics and this and that and everything. And I think that would be Johnny Ringo hosting a show like that. I think you would garner a lot of interest around the world. And we can always, if I produce the show, a lot of guests throughout the years on these different shows that we've had literally 150 shows here in 10 years, different shows. We could contact these people, and anything or anytime they want to promote something, especially a book or a book signing or anything like that, they're more than happy to come on the air with you guys because it's free advertising.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it would be a great show to do something like that. But I would do it like midnight. Start at midnight.
Yeah, like Coast does. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I used to listen to that show all the time. It was a great show.
And we'd have to invite Dale Jourdain. He's all into that shit too.
Yeah, he's really knowledgeable about that stuff.
So it looks like Wahida's giving me an inside track to some kind of military contact that I can look up anything in aerial space phenomena. So thanks, Wahida. I'm going to just take that off because that sounds like it should be a private message.
Wow. Like you do with all the pictures people send you, eh?
Yeah. Well, exactly. I kind of hoard those. You guys, typically don't get those.
Yeah.
So,
we just hear you get very quiet and your eyes get big and you don't say nothing and we know what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surfing for sure. So, so guys, just a question: are you guys reading those comments off of Facebook?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's
odd.
Why? Because you're not seeing them?
What?
No, I'm not seeing them for some reason. I'm seeing Wahida's come up, but that's about it.
It's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with my echo.
This is probably because I started a watch party and they're probably just showing up on mine. I'm guessing, and they're not showing up on the actual stream.
That's very odd.
You would think it would all connect together. That was pretty
Michael,
awesome.
we heard that, bud? Okay.
I hope so. And that's my key to interrupt everybody. I need Gary to play a song because I need to open this. It's time. Everybody needs to have a drink.
Heiko.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
You're
Brothers.
twinning. you guys are twinning right now.
One banana, two banana, three banana, four bananas make a bunch of so many more.
Yeah.
Synchronized faxer.
Right on, George.
Synchronized drinking. Let's go.
I like a good amber. That's for sure, right? An amber or a stout. That's my beers.
Absolutely.
Holy fuck. Do you guys find it hot in here?
No.
It's like, I'm
Excellent.
like sweating
You know-
my ass off here.
Don't
You know
take your pants off, okay?
Dude, they have been off since before the show started.
Well,
Right.
Hear that? Spring says
Spring
chug.
Chug. All right.
Yep.
Chug.
Let's do it.
All right.
Chug.
All right, Spring.
Chug.
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 Yeah. Oh, that got me in the eye.
Hey, you know what this reminds me of? I was thinking the other day.
Ah,
You know,
my aim's still good.
all these squares. It looks like
Hollywood
because
squares.
yeah, because
Right.
I am older. I'm in the program.
Right.
I do that, you know. How you doing, Ringo? You're right on there.
We should maybe jump to some
How's the
trivia here
atmosphere
shortly.
up there?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Look at the
But
time.
before we do that, do we have any more emails, G, before we
Yeah,
start?
we have a few. Hang on.
let's
So
do
I
it.
got
Nice.
two different computers at two different screens open. It says Pat writes in, "Hi guys, I'm Pat from Old Entrance, Alberta. I went
Oh,
I went this weekend and watched an old friend play. It got me excited watching him play as we talked for a while. Then I took him outside and bent over a car. Some drunk guy walked by and said, 'Hey,' and kept going. I love live music. I've never had sex outside, and and it was arousing to have a guy walk by. I'm getting more creative, and there's a really hot picture of a chick spreading in front of a TV.
So we're gonna get that sent to us, right, G?
I will send that to you. And
Yes.
let's see. Derek Rudever, our favorite listener. Derek,
There we go.
he says, "Hey guys, conspiracy theories is a home run. That's awesome stuff, and I'd love to hear that. I miss Art Bell and George Norrie.
Yeah.
Is tonight the night we hear MCM and Toad play live? Love you." That's that. And on this computer, hold on. Tammy writes in and says, "Wow, I'm already drunk, so please don't play that music anymore.
oh, come on.
I'm getting more drunk
Amateur.
by the minute." That's Tammy. And let's see. Bruce writes in and says, "Hey guys, I'm not listening from Colorado. I'm listening from New York City.
Nice.
Enjoying the show. You guys are the Howard Stern of Canada."
Wow.
Wow, that's a pretty big.
There you go.
Well,
Who
those are
wrote
some
that?
Big boots to fill. Thank you very much.
That was from Bruce.
Actually, I'm a huge
Nice.
Stern fan,
Thanks,
so
Bruce.
That actually means a lot. Thank you, Bruce.
Yeah,
So-
I'm a longtime fan of Howard, but I don't think, you know, like when you look at their show, I've listened to it for years, and they've become, Howard especially, just an amazing interviewer, right? And the way he's able to draw, draw people into very open, candid, emotional conversations is just brilliant.
Right.
You know,
But,
something that the thing is exactly what you're saying about Stern is that when you watch him interview anybody, he gets a side of them that you would never normally see in the public eye. And it has to do with the past of his past and the way his show operates and how it is so open and so candid, right? It doesn't matter. So every time you
Right.
see him interview somebody, it's fucking killer. Love Stern. So thank you.
Absolutely. And a lot of any reality type of broadcast conversations, things like that. I mean, he was definitely the grandfather that spawned it all.
sure.
But Joe Rogan, it's killer, right?
Oh,
Terry and
my
I
God.
watch Joe Rogan all the time. In fact, I think I
Yeah.
introduced Terry to him, but he's just amazing. Again, and what I like about Joe is he's so open, right? He's done topics about, well, he actually had Bob Lazar on one time, and that was a brilliant interview. And then that interview was actually analyzed by a few folks in terms of, again, everybody's trying to debunk Lazar, and they used Rogan's interview to look at his body language and analyze that, right? So and nobody's come up with he's not lying, right? And he's been through several lie detector tests and passed them all. The body language thing, he's been analyzed to ad nauseum, and then you get these whack jobs who come on and they've really got no foundation or fact, and they're reading shit off the screen, totally unprepared, more so unprepared than we are. But they
Yeah, exactly.
there's a lot of substance, and the fact is that now, and
Wouldn't take much.
it doesn't take a rocket scientist to really realize that, you know, we can't be the only ones out there, and that's kind of cliche because we've heard that a billion times, but it would be very arrogant of us to think we're the only ones in the universe, right? So
Yeah.
I know Heiko thinks he is, and he just fell asleep and he's back. Oh, there.
Well,
Yes.
you know what though, as far as Joe Rogan goes, what I love about Joe Rogan is if you're actually looking for facts. So like when for instance the coronavirus hit and there's all this bullshit going around social media and all over the world, what he does is he goes out and finds the most phenomenal doctors or scientists that he could sit in his room and ask him all the big questions and get the real answers. And he doesn't just do an hour show. Some of his shows are over 4 fucking hours long. But they're the greatest 4 hours you'll ever sit and listen to somebody. And he interviews fucking everybody. And my favorite interviews, absolute favorite. And yeah, actually, Ringo, I knew I knew his show, but I'd never seen it. You were the one that sent me the first link I ever received.
So
his.
I guess Spring wants to talk about this a little more because he just brought up Element 115, and that's another thing that's kind of come to light. Element 115 on the periodic table of elements has just been recognized in the past few years, and the theory is that from nuclear physicists and whatnot, they feel that it can be stabilized and used as an energy source for a fuel cell. And Element 115 was actually the fuel cell power for these UFOs. Allegedly, but the Russians actually ended up classifying Element 115 on the periodic table. So again, another area that just vindicates his story. There's another theory that he has Element 115 in his possession, but he doesn't confirm or deny that one way or another.
I actually have it, so sorry.
I know it's up your ass with the Rogaine, right? So
yeah, it's actually down the front of my pants.
Yeah, Gary, do we have any more emails?
Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, you sick bastards!
And Johnny, I not only is Johnny hilarious tonight, but I can't believe how good he sounds. Right?
I know. He sounds great tonight.
Night and day going over the air. It's
I went to the dollar store and I went to the dollar store and I actually bought the cheapest headset I can get my hands on. It was
one of these?
No, this was actually $4. So, and I, because I've got a voice of an angel anyway, just, I guess that was just too much, right? So
I just can't believe the quality difference. It's like night and day. It's amazing. Anyway,
throw away that expensive microphone I let you.
So that $350 microphone.
Actually, fuck, I get mine back.
No, you know what the beauty of it is tonight. I'm really just on my laptop because of the internet issues I've been having. Thanks, Rogers. I know you're responsible, but
porn accounts.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. My data's been, Anyway, I was gonna say my data's been sucked harder than whatever, but
right.
Yeah. So the story I've been given because my internet choked on me was that it's been fine. In fact, I've gone over my 100 gigabytes or whatever, and it's supposed to slow down from 5G to 3G. In fact, you can still game on 3G.
That's good. Yeah.
No, but it didn't.
3G is okay.
But it didn't. Drop down to nothing.
So you went down like 0.3
it went into no G, right? Like
it
went into a piece of lycra that's stuck up your ass like a G string, right?
That's
so
right.
Yeah.
Not like Gary sitting there with his Gary, you're a handsome looking guy right now.
Right.
You are, man. You got
Look at Ringo, do that in love and shit right now.
Do that scene in Scarface.
I know.
Say hello
We're gonna hold hands soon, Terry.
I know.
Hang on, I'm gonna move over to the Gary side of the screen here.
One time.
Oh shit. We swapped.
What scares me is I'm in between both of them.
I know that. You got to keep them apart. Just put your hands up.
Right.
So see, Gary, this is the only show that you are on virtual. Fucking personally, it's amazing. I love it.
Well, thank you. And there's other shows that want me to be on, and I'm not a big video guy for me, so I usually tell them no. but you guys, I think, you got a good product and you're funnier than hell. And I really need that in my life right now, for not getting personal to your listeners. But,
No.
it's.
Yeah, absolutely.
But listen, we do have a couple of emails.
All right, let's hear them.
Okay. I kid you not. Matt writes in and says, George Andrew, where the hell you've been? I used to listen to your show all the time. I'm in Orlando, Florida. I remember the
On the back deck.
interview. He says, I remember the interview you did with Casey and the Sunshine Band when he actually called in and did an
Yeah.
interview. Do you
That's
still
wow.
have that interview? That's
I
from
do.
Matt. And Greg wrote in and said, I am going to vote that you guys start another show on conspiracy theories, aliens, NASA, space, and everything to do with that. I will be your number one fan. And that's from Greg.
If we do that,
All
we're
right,
all going
Greg.
to disappear.
Oh,
right?
wait a minute. Is that wouldn't be Greg Godovich, would it? Because Greg's
No.
a big UFO fan, but he also blocked me on his Facebook, so I don't know.
All
Well,
right,
if you
now
stop
listen,
being a fucking asshole.
let me
Yeah.
solve that
Well, it's
issue.
better than being
okay?
what's that?
Let me solve that issue. Okay. Again, I'm not blowing my horn with reality radio, but as you guys know, we have a lot of people that come through here. Greg, was on one of our music shows a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
And he actually talked about how he didn't say conspiracy theories, but he says if I remember correctly, he said he really loves to get into the unknown.
Yeah.
So yeah. And you know what? I can write him and tell him to unblock you, Johnny.
You know what? No, just let it alone. I prefer to be blocked, honestly. So, but
All right, fine. Sure.
yeah. Well,
Yeah. How'd it go?
so, no,
And you know the show I'm talking about because they asked you, I guess, right? Are you going to be on soon on this House of Musicians?
no.
Okay.
No. Well, what happened? Well, I honestly don't know what's going on with it. I guess they talked to some other member of the band, I think Lou or somebody, and been asking to get us on. And so I haven't heard more about it at all. But
Yeah,
I have to. Yeah.
Miles from April Wine was on last week.
Yeah. It was pretty.
We're trying to get George Andrew on, but we can't understand his accent.
What the hell?
Oh,
No,
fuck.
George, when we were out drinking with George recently, and we had him sign a napkin exclusivity agreement with us.
Yeah.
So George cannot actually leave the ballroom.
I was just going to say that he's actually tied to the chair there.
That's right. That's right.
And here, fun fact: the atomic part of the ballroom is actually
Yeah.
element 115.
15. That's right. There you go.
Nice.
I just added a couple of points here. First of all, the $4 headphones from Dollarama.
Yeah.
I think I have a set still in the studio there, Mr. G, and I used to use them as a prop, and they did work great sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Bloody hell, yeah. Red and black
I didn't
ones.
know that. You
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got
remember?
them.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you said these are pretty cool. How much were they?
Hey,
Like $100 or whatever. No, $4 from Dollarama. I just brought them in to take a few pictures.
you know what's cool? Being
So
outside like this.
Yeah.
My dog just lifted his head up at his ears and he's looking across into nothing, and I could hear coyotes. So I took my headphones out to listen. I'm going, wow.
Yeah.
So Derek's on this whole conspiracy theory that when the Arctic thaws, we're going to find maybe artifacts there, and then he's commenting on spring. By the way, spring, give me a buzz and we'll get you out to the ranch.
We got to do that soon.
We'll do a little stargazing, but Derek's talking about pyramids, right? And that they can't really afford to unearth them in Mexico. So it's a brilliant topic. So
Talking of the Arctic, talking of the Arctic, I read a book not that long ago, about a year ago, James Rollins, called The Six. It's written a whole slew of books, but there's one book called The Sixth Extinction, which is about what is up there in the Arctic and the Antarctic down below.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's pretty cool stuff. And the follow-up book to that is called The Seventh Plague, and it's just absolutely what's happening right now. It's crazy. It's crazy
Nice.
stuff.
Wow.
James Rollins. And so on the subjects of authors, because I am a bit older, my
Are you?
interest. I've been
What the hell?
told. So I've been enlightened.
Not older
this
than
evening.
Ico.
I know. Look at the color. Look
Yeah.
at your hand and look
You're
at mine.
what now? 157, Heiko? Is that
Heiko,
right?
no, like look at Heiko's hair. He was born from the Arctic, but he probably
From the
melted
Arctic.
one day, right?
Yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
an artifact that just kind of melted away, and he was probably I think he probably survived because he was embedded in a mammoth's womb or something, right? And,
No,
yeah.
I was cocooned in alcohol,
oh,
Right.
in a mammoth's
Sam, is
womb.
that a
Yeah.
thing? Can I get
You were
cocooned?
preserved.
and this here is not gray. It's called Arctic silver.
Right.
Nice.
Well,
So Wahida was saying that you never know what aliens are watching us live.
That's right.
So
That's right.
That's true. And then Spring saying that the jungle covers everything, which is an interesting theory because it
There you go.
recaptures.
Yeah.
And then Esther says hi. So
Hi, Esther.
Hi.
yeah. Hey Esther.
Well,
we don't...
alcohol preserves. That's why I drink it. Right, it preserves.
Yeah.
I know.
There you go.
It's the best stuff.
Scientific facts. Right.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like 5,000 years from now, all of us will still be perfectly preserved. The
That's right.
Hiekadelic show will live on forever.
With a can of
Pickled in
Ever.
alcohol. Yeah.
That's right. With a can of beer in my hand, 5,000
right.
years old. Disc jockey.
Yeah, like the Vikings used to get buried with everything they wanted to take into the afterlife.
Yeah.
Us, we just need case of beers wrapped around us. We'll be grand.
Easy peasy.
Wow.
So we
That's-
should maybe
Who just wrote that? I just saw it come up on the screen. Said pickled in alcohol.
right.
I thought, yeah.
So just to we should do that some night, do a conspiracy theory show, because it would look something like this. Gary, look up at us if you can for a second. So I'll just give you an example of what it'll look like. So
You're not going to put porn on the screen, are you?
No, it'll just be you and I and Gary. And then
Right.
What the hell?
Aliens do exist.
Yeah, right. There's Ringo being a douche again.
yeah.
So you know what? Before we run out of time, we haven't even touched down on George's questions of the show yet. So
I know we got like 10 minutes left.
So
It's what the hell?
let's bang these some bitches off real quick.
You got to do them fast, buddy.
All right. Under
So
pressure.
let's
By
see
the
your
way,
backside.
because
You're under pressure.
I just like to get this again because I'm a bit older. I was informed this evening.
Bit older,
What got me interested, because I go way back to you boys, and this name hasn't cropped up yet. But Arthur C. Clarke was the guy that got me into reading like science fiction and all the rest. Some of his work is unbelievable. And 2001, the first time I went to see it, is a whole other thing for another day. But anyway,
yeah,
a lovely backside.
Yeah. Well, that sure is a backside.
Okay, that to me looks like Bob Marley, right?
No,
not even a little bit.
No,
isn't that like a little? Oh, okay, I thought that was a little star on a beret or something. Oh, it is.
It is.
It looks like either something the Scorpions would have or Toto, but I'm not sure because those guys used to wear berets. But I know it's not them. But yeah,
no,
it's not AC/DC, obviously.
What can you give us the year on that?
This
it looks like
one,
Barney Rubble.
This one looks like 1989.
Oh,
wow!
This guy is pretty local, actually, to where we all are.
Oh,
he's got local ties.
Neil Young.
Neil Young.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is a weird one of him. Wow. Interesting.
Nice job there,
I love
Mr.
Neil
Ringo.
Young, too. Yeah, he's actually from Pickering.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yep.
And this is actually a promotion. This is a promotional copy I got from. I used to go around all the record labels. I used to get promotional everything. It was unbelievable back in the day.
Nice. Yeah.
And the other thing about Neil Young was when I was living up in Peterborough, I discovered this little gem. I don't know, you guys might have heard of it, but it was called Youngstown, and it was a whole museum. The guy put there is JP, and if you look it up, it was this fantastic rock and roll museum in Omemee, because it, like, Neil's got links to their family.
Yeah,
and
he had the concert up in Omemee last year or year before?
Yeah, it might have been a couple of years ago. Yeah,
he's been there a few times. He has these like close family connections.
Yeah,
and he the whole thing was like, there's other stuff as well. I actually gave some stuff to it, but that's where he actually showed up there. And there's an article somewhere I've got where Neil Young is actually in that museum, that JP got him to go there. And another another story about that is that when Bob Dylan was in town, I'm going back now, like to the 90s, apparently he literally drove himself up to there, knocked on one of the houses and said to whoever was there, is this where Neil Young, was from such and such year to such and such year? And whoever answered the door went, crikey, it's Bob Dylan on my doorstep.
Really?
He just showed up on his own. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
Wow.
crazy.
It's wild.
Right.
George, I don't know if these guys know, but when you were the head DJ at Sparkle, some of the most famous actors in the world came up there when they were in Toronto, and you were hosting them and talking to them and took a bunch of pictures with them. And I don't know if these guys know that.
No, it'll all be in the book, in memoirs. But the funny thing is, like, Liz is the same, Mrs. George, she's the same, right? She goes, you never really go on about those days. Like, it's almost 10 years I was up there. And I always think, like, I should start billing myself as, ex-Sparkles DJ, because everyone thinks that's the best work I did. And it's not in my opinion. It's the most glamorous, but it's not the best work I did. And that's
But this isn't more glamorous than that.
So
no, that's what I'm saying. That's not exactly what I'm saying.
George, you got a brilliant background. I mean, like, when you're telling your stories, it kind of takes you to another place, right? Like usually Europe and stuff like that. So it's very cool. But I would get working on those memoirs, because I wasn't kidding about your age.
Older. I'm getting a bit older.
Oh, here we go. Greg,
but you know what?
You got an email. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Gary. Go ahead.
You got an email from Greg, and he says he used to listen to the Atomic Ballroom as well. Is it possible you can play one of George's old commercials? So listen.
It's sounding good. Now your vehicle can look good too. Downforce Detailing is the go-to place for a great-looking exterior and interior that will match the day that you picked up your ride from the showroom. It has to be a visit to Downforce Detailing in Oshawa. Downforce Detailing will make your vehicle...
There you go.
Hey, G, I gotta say, this email you passed us along. Thank you so much for that.
I recorded that right here where I am now. That particular advert.
Did you really?
Yeah. One after that, right here in the Atomic Ballroom, that is powered by lithium 115.
Right.
There you go.
Okay, so before we run out of time, let's go through the rest.
All right. There we go. Quickly, who are we? Formed in 1984 in Marietta, Georgia. In 1984, they were signed to the Deaf American Recording label in 1989. They were on a tour as openers for ZZ Top in 1991 and got fired off the tour because the tour was sponsored by Miller Beer, and the lead singer had derogatory things to say about Miller Beer. They were
it tastes like shit, right?
Probably that's what he said, but
right on.
No ideas yet. No.
No,
I got nothing.
Okay,
that's interesting. Now I want to know who the answer for sure.
They've sold over 30 million albums. What else we got here for you? The driving force behind the band were two brothers.
Two brothers.
Black Crowes is absolutely correct.
Wow.
Oh, nice one, Gary.
Well,
Yeah.
JG.
Wow.
There you go. Black
Nice.
So they got fired off the bill because they were talking
remember
shit
that.
about the
In
sponsor.
1991,
remember
yeah. Brilliant.
Well, good for
That's
them
a
because
great
their beer
story. I
does
like
suck.
Yeah.
That is a great band too. I love those guys.
Oh yeah.
All right, here
All
it
right,
is.
buddy.
This
Hurry
is
up. Give us another.
This is our weekly threesome. This is
Hell yeah.
Connect 3. We got Corn, we've got the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and we've got Limp Bizkit.
Terry's got a Limp Biscuit.
I think
So-
they all played the back when they did the in 1969 when they had the original my mind's going.
What are you
fucking blank.
asking, Joe George?
They all
Wow.
have something in common, and I'm thinking they
Yes.
all played a festival together. Am I on?
Yeah, they did. So that festival was
It
What
was
year?
the second version of
the
Woodstock.
30th anniversure.
Woodstock.
It was Woodstock
Woodstock.
99.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
30th anniversary.
Woodstock, do you think Woodstock would go into my head? It was like the furthest thing from me, but I knew what it was because
Yeah.
and they've actually got a big documentary coming out on that soon too.
Yeah.
It was horrendous,
know.
by the way.
Yeah, it was
Anyways.
nice.
Give your head a shake. It's,
because
it's
I'm
not
older-
hard cock. It's Woodstock. Come on.
All right, let's keep going. We're almost out
All
of
right.
time.
And just a quick note on that, because I am a bit older, I actually went to see Woodstock 3 times. The movie in
It's not
Cinerama when
letting
it
go.
came out in 1970.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and each time with a different girl. But there you go. That's another story for another day as well. But anyway,
Not a
there we go. Right, we got our ender. Let's see. Short one first. There we go. Hard one. Right.
Wow, I actually
Oh
have no
my
idea
God.
on that one.
I had no idea.
So
Here we
you're
go.
asking us what is that?
Yeah, what's
What-
the
yeah,
end
what
of that
song
song?
is that?
What is that song?
What is
That's
that
the
song?
end of a song.
Yeah. All right, here we go. A bit more on to
I've
it.
never heard that before.
Even I didn't know that this was on the end of it. I obviously never played it when I was out in the bar.
He didn't play it all the way to the end.
Not all the way to the end, though, because I thought, what's that?
Damn.
There you go.
Oh.
Oh, that gave us a bit more.
It's not like Nine Inch Nails or something, is it?
No, it's not 9 Inch Nails.
Sounds like something Metallica would do, but I wouldn't say it was them.
No, it's
Oh.
a bit. It's not obscure because I used to play it a lot. but-
Yeah. What year was this, George?
I was just
Could
gonna
you
ask
give us
that
a hint?
Uh,
Yeah.
Devo.
Devo.
Is it Devo?
No.
Sorry, Derek.
Well,
Derek
it was
said Devo.
the word porn always crops up on this show so many times. I thought I'll get a song with porn in the title.
Porn Star Dancing?
Porn Star Dancing is correct. My
Oh!
darkest days.
Wow.
Yeah, our local boys actually. Just a heads up on that. Those
I
guys
never heard the
actually
ending before.
played. Those guys actually played many times. The new venue that we're opening in Oshawa, the Dungeon. They played
Right,
down
right.
there many times. Yeah, and now
Right,
the
yeah,
lead
yeah.
singer is the singer of 3 Days Grace.
They also had
Oh.
with Porn Star Dancing Zach Wild on that track,
Yeah,
right?
and not
That's
just
right.
Zach Wild. Also,
Um,
Chad Kruger was on that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I never heard the ending before myself, so thought it'd be a bit of fun to
I
actually
never heard the
give
end
it
of
an
that
airing.
before either.
So that's
All right,
it for
so
this
you got
week.
one
my
more because we're
contribution.
almost out of time. What's the last question?
That was it.
So we got
That's all
another
for-
minute.
Oh, that
That
was
was
it.
all
That's
for-
it?
Good. All right.
All right.
Any more emails,
The
G,
ender.
before we head out?
Oh, let me refresh here. Nope, that's it.
Okay, perfect.
Oh. So
Thanks for listening. That's all I
Yeah.
got.
what I'll do then is I'm going to thank all the people that are part of our show tonight, which was Derek, Wahida, Keisha, Sylvia from Boulder. All these people from Boulder, Colorado, eh?
Love
I
Boulder.
love it.
They love us. We love them too.
I know. Monique, Shauna, Chug, Pat,
Chug.
Spring, Tammy, Bruce, Matt, who loves George, of course, and Greg and Esther.
Love you too,
And
man.
you guys, man, thank you for all being on our show. It was wonderful. So, guys, get another beer. We'll drink some more after. And all you fans that have been listening, tune back in next Monday night at 9:30 for us to get down and dirty on the Hiekadelic Show here on Reality Radio 101.
One.
Thank you for listening to the Hiekadelic Show with your host, Heiko Mantic, right here.